Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. Can you imagine if I started every episode like that? I might start, actually. All right, so happy Friday. It's Friday now, and I don't know, let's talk about some cool reptile facts. Someone messaged or said in a comment section that they wanted like a whole video about cool reptile facts, but I figured like 7 people were going to watch that, so I decided let's just do a live stream instead. Plus, there's some new stuff that's launching or has launched already. And then also, this whole thing is just a ploy to promote the comedy show that I'm on tonight, which is on the internet and you can watch. So we'll just get to the pretend part where it's supposed to be about reptiles here. Did you know, I should read this before I start. Did you know that turtles can breathe out of their butts? I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. It's called cloacal respiration, and instead of them breathing out of their butts, they're actually just diffusing hydrogen. So someone posted this or put this as like a response in the community section when I said I was going to do a live stream. And I thought it was really interesting, and I didn't know about this. So when they hibernate, and I knew that kind of amphibians do something similar, they diffuse hydrogen to ride him. You can ride sailfins. So they slow down their metabolism, and then they just basically separate the oxygen from the water or hydrogen, or I'm not a scientist, but they basically breathe out of their cloaca, which is their all-in-one hole that's basically like their butt. So anyway, that's number one. Clincal respiration, it is fun. Number two, did you know that snakes can go so long between meals because their metabolism is so low because they don't produce their own body heat? Now, there's a bunch of other reasons also, but I thought this was really interesting. I watched a snake documentary from 1994, like 2 days ago, just for fun. And the way that they said poisonous snake like 75 times, so I don't really trust everything. But it was interesting that the guy with a really cool British accent who did the documentary was saying that that's one of the reasons, is that they don't produce their own body heat. And I never really thought of it like that. It does make sense, obviously, and there's a bunch of other reasons, but yeah, you did miss cloacal respiration, which is breathing out of your own butthole. So, number three. There's going to be 4 facts, by the way. I'm just kind of like baiting this along, so it's about reptiles long enough I can plug my other stuff. Dinosaurs are more closely related to birds than they are... No, not David Attenborough. Spell his name right. Sir David Attenborough. Dinosaurs are more closely related to birds than they are to reptiles, which is something that, I mean, I think all of us kind of know if we're really into reptiles, but most people don't know that. I thought that was really interesting, although I do get the comment that birds are reptiles a lot, which they're not. Like, they're closely related, but birds are not reptiles. I'll just move on from that one, because I'm sure the tortoises... What's this one? I wrote this like so early this morning when I said I was going to do a live stream. Oh, birds are dinosaurs. Tortoises went around the moon before humans did. This is something that I think I learned in science class in like the 3rd grade. So before humans went to the moon, the Soviets, which like when the space race was happening, like 50 years ago or so, more than that now I guess, right? Because we've been to the moon 51 years ago in July. They sent tortoises around along with bacteria and birds, I think, or whatever. I wrote it down here. This is just something that I pretend that I remember from 3rd grade. Seeds, and then that went around the world first, like boomeranged around the world first. So anyway, those are your facts. If you want to add anything else in the chat section, I'll check in 2 minutes. So throw it down there. But before that, new stuff coming, and then we'll get to the questions after that. New stuff coming, so the website is up now. So if you've been asking, hey, where can I buy some leopard geckos? Where can I buy some hognose snakes? And we'll discuss how the shipping works too, so you get a lot of questions about that. The new website, wickedswickedreptiles.com, is up right now. It went live last week. Thank you to everyone who visited. And then so that is a link to the new Teespring store. So the merch is still available on Etsy. Thank you for like so many of you. I can't believe how many people bought shirts who actually did. I appreciate that very much. That store is still open. The Teespring store is just, it's easier to find because like literally if you look below the browser here, like the stuff is right there. Like I'm kind of watching here. So you can actually see it right there on that shelf. Very low profit margin, but all the money does go back to the reptiles and stuff. So if you want to rock a shirt, and we're going to release some new designs, and that's linked right from the website. And then there's a kind of like a bio thing for all the reptiles. I've only got 2 up there right now. Yeah, so if you want to see, if you have suggestions of what you'd like to see on the website, because I've never really made a website before. So if there's something that's missing or something I should change, let me know. Some people have already kind of put in their 2 cents, like the Meet the Family page where I was talking about like Medusa, and I think Cheech is on there too. They both mentioned, 2 people mentioned that I should put the species, which I never even like. Okay, so stuff like that. If there's certain things that like, you should have done this, let me know and I can just change it. Representing WWR in Massachusetts. Thank you very much. Go Bruins, Red Sox, Celtics, and Patriots, by the way. And yeah, so website's up. Go take a look at it. If nothing else, just take a look. Tell me what you think. And also on that website is the how to buy reptiles. So it's not going to be like you can't check out that way, but when they come available, right? So in about a month and a half, I'm going to have hognose snakes. I've got some leopard geckos that are in the incubator, like ready to hatch any day now. So what we're going to do is put those on the website, and then you can inquire from there. So it'll have like a contact me page, and then if you want to buy one, I'll just go through PayPal. Now, a lot of people have been asking, and I know this is weird because most of you just assume I'm in the US, but I am not. I am in Canada. So the shipping is not as simple as what you're used to, right? Usually the shipping is pretty darn simple. You take the reptile and you do 1-day shipping through FedEx or whoever else. Forgot what I was saying there. Through FedEx or whatever else, and then that's it. It gets to you in 1 day. But with us, in Canada, we've got Reptiles Express. They'll ship to an importer of your choice. So whoever you want to use to import, and this goes for other countries too. So if you're in the UK, for example, it's the same sort of thing. I don't know how this whole virus thing, I don't know if you guys have heard about it, but there's a virus thing going on right now. And that might change things, but as far as I know, I ship to an importer of your choice. You pick up whatever importer you want to use, and then I would ship to them, and then they ship to you. That's how it works if you're in the US or somewhere that isn't Canada. So now you know how to get stuff if you are not in Canada. If you are in Canada, Reptiles Express, no problem. Very simple. There's a what now? All right, I guess we'll go to the phones. We're taking callers. Oh, sorry, one last thing too. So you can put it in the comment section as we're talking about like these other questions here that people have asked. But because I'm promoting this comedy show, so this is the entire thing. I was just gonna mask it with reptile stuff. But I'm a comedian. I do stand-up comedy on the side. That's what I do, and I've been doing that for longer than I've been doing this. There is a comedy show tonight, which is online, obviously, because of the coronavirus. So can't really organize, but that's cool because that means that you can see me and a bunch of other people from Ontario here in Canada to do comedy. So I'm headlining the show, so I'll be last on the show. Show's at 7:30 Eastern time, so in about 2 hours. And the link is in the description of this video. If you follow me on Facebook, I posted it there. I posted it on the community tab on YouTube. Like I would love for everybody to watch. We're all kind of quarantined inside. It's kind of sucks. So if, I don't know, and you can tell me if I'm not funny too, which is great, because like I only get to do comedy for people within like a 3-hour radius of me. So yeah, it'd be really cool if you watched. Let me know your opinion, and yeah. But to mask that and to keep it reptile related, what is the funniest thing that your reptile or your animal has done? It could be your dog, your bird. And it's funny because I went upstairs right now and my girlfriend's got, it is a live stream, yes. So, but it's all pre-recorded comedy, but the host is it's going to be weird. Anyway, links in the description. Come by and check it out. My girlfriend's got a bird upstairs, the Indian ringneck, Zazu. And we've done a video about him before. Actually, a lot of people viewed it, so thank you for watching if you haven't already. Check it out. Zazu has a yogurt cup in there. We ate a yogurt, we gave him the yogurt cup, thought like it was berry flavored, he eats berries, so I figured, hey, he might really like this yogurt cup. He's been taking this thing, and he just kind of like crawls at the cage and drops it, and then if he drops it before he gets to the top of the cage, to the porch that he wants to get on, he'll start screaming. It's the cutest thing. I don't know, I just thought that was freaking hilarious. I wish I could have got it on video because it was absolutely hilarious. I still can't believe 45 people tune in to watch me just talk about birds and funny stuff. Let me say that one. Okay. Oh yeah. Best substrate for leopard geckos when they are breeding. Now it doesn't really matter. I like loose substrate for adult leopard geckos, but For breeding leopard geckos, just paper towel is what I use. It's just super simple. It's the easiest way. I clean the tubs out once a week. It'd be a pain to go through each tub and try to sift through and find the poops. So I just use paper towel, or newspaper works as well. Paper towel just looks cleaner to me. I don't know. Paper towel costs money, where we get a free newspaper on Thursdays that literally nobody ever reads, and it's just littered all over the street. But paper towel is what I use. That's what I suggest. But you can use anything you want. Don't use reptile carpet. Their nails get stuck in it and they rip off. Whatever. What's your favorite color? I don't know why my favorite color is red. Do I prefer diurnal or nocturnal reptiles? Thanks for the kind words there, Isaiah. I like diurnal reptiles a lot because they're fun to watch. But the thing is, I work a lot, right? Like during the day, I'm out of the house a lot. Not now, obviously. At night, I'm out of the house a lot too because I travel around telling my stupid jokes all around Southern Ontario. But diurnal reptiles are more fun because they seem more active. And with nocturnal reptiles, even if they're out at night, like if I'm in the reptile room cleaning at 1 a.m., which happens sometimes, I still can't see them that well because there's no light, right? So if you have a light inside the enclosure, it actually looks really awesome. It looks fantastic on these diurnal animals. Now there's exceptions, right? My leopard geckos, I heat from the top, and I just have a basking platform that catches the heat on the bottom. Those ones are fun to watch. So I guess my answer is I don't know. I love hognose snakes. I love boas. One of each. So that's the answer to that one. Favorite dinosaur? Man, velociraptors, for sure. I know you were like expecting some crazy name or like something you never heard of probably, but velociraptors are my favorite. They're like these little, I don't know, kind of like chickeny looking things with like these, I don't know. Parties brings my chickens completely unharmed. That's cute. Is the bio dude a scam? I don't know. I can't really buy. I like his channel. I like the way he talks. I think that he puts a lot of effort in, or he shows that he puts a lot of effort in, but I don't actually know the guy. I've never bought anything from him. I don't even live in that country. Dude, I have like 400 things. Answer my question, Adam. We need to know the truth. What's the question? There's like 400 things here, dude. Just say it again. This is the question, I think. Are you actually, do you aspire to look like Mr. Clean, or are you genetically related? I think that's the question that he was asking. And the answer is, I am actually a clone. What happened was, in a lab in 1991, they took Mr. Clean and Jeffrey Dahmer, and they put them genetically together, and that's how I was born, and that's why I look like the way that I do right now. So there's your answer to that question. I think that's the one you're looking for. We'll just see how many people think that I'm not joking for a second. And you like jazz? I was going to answer this question, then I found out that was from the Bee Movie, which I had never watched. Did I hatch? Here comes the comedian. Favorite reptile to keep? My favorite reptile to keep is probably hognose snakes. I like them. I think they're cool. But leopard, I don't know, because hognose snakes are more difficult to handle, especially my girl Ekans. Like, she's producing her second clutch right now. I think she's getting bigger, so all she wants is food. Like, all she wants is food. So I can't even handle her. She just tries to bite my fingers. Are you still bodybuilding? No, obviously not. Like, you watch the videos, right? Like, you see what I look like. No, definitely not. Are you getting any other hognose morphs? I may. There's a couple that I really want. There's a couple that I want that I'm producing. When I first bought hognose snakes, the end goal was to produce albino supercondas. So this year I'll get some albino condas, hopefully, right? The odds are in my favor. But there are some other ones. We'll just keep it at that. We'll just leave it like that. Did you know that more people have died from drowning in bowls than from corn snakes and ball pythons? Yeah, I imagine not a lot of people die from ball pythons and corn snakes. I'm just going to guess. Homo, no homo, I don't know. Do you think iguanas are as evil as leopard gecko babies? Oh, I've read two questions there. Do you think iguanas are as evil as Clint Reptiles makes them seem? I don't think they're evil, but also, like, you guys know I love Go Herping's channel. Here comes DBCB with the hate on this one. But, I don't know, the way he describes iguanas, I don't know, seems like not great pets to me. It'd be cool if they were outside, and I actually watched a Kenan episode earlier today, and he was talking about cherry heads, and I want redfoots or cherry heads eventually, and he said if you wanted to cohab them with a different species, then iguanas, green iguanas would be the right option. So I think if I had an outdoor enclosure, it'd be different, but inside, no bueno. How do you highlight my name like that? I don't even know you could do that. Can we see Ekans? Well, she's in the next room, and she thinks everything is food, including my fingers. So how about tune in on Monday, and maybe she'll be part of the video. Go herping, not herpes. No, that's Jake. Jake's got herpes, not herpes. Herpes is nasty. That channel, I don't know whatever happened to that channel. I used to watch it a lot, and then he doesn't put up videos anymore. Can I cohab 2 iguanas in a 10-foot aviary? What are the dimensions? 10 foot wide, 10 foot deep, 10 feet high? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think anyone likes them. Iguanas? Or Go Herping? Because he's got 400,000 subs, so somebody likes them. How are your leopard geckos doing? Have they hatched yet? None of them have hatched yet, but we're like getting close. I think we're at 56 days on the first clutch, and they average about 55 days. So I think, I don't know, maybe I'll go in there right now. And I went in there earlier this morning just because I needed to respirate or let the eggs breathe for the colubrids. But I think so soon, very soon, there'll be a video about it, of course. Oh, there's one more thing I want to talk about. Have any of you seen that documentary that came out last week about the ball python trade? Like, in this guy who was like pretending to be out for the rights of ball pythons and caring about animals, and he went out there. He's a photojournalist, and anyway, did anyone see this? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I don't know. I think I might do a video about it. Let me know in the comment section here. If you've seen it, you have any idea what the heck I'm talking about, and you think it'd be a good video to talk about. I did it was crazy. Yeah. What kind of geckos are best to have? Leopard geckos, or African fat-tailed geckos, or crested geckos, or pixie geckos. Yeah. Could anyone you want. Any interest in arboreal snakes, such as, not really, to be honest. I think they're cool to look at. I don't like getting bit by snakes, and I like to be able to handle my snakes. And those don't, yeah, arboreal's not really good for that. So, I don't know about it, but I haven't watched it yet. And here's the thing, too. Here's my qualm about doing a video like this. Because if I do a video about this video that I don't want anyone to watch, everyone's going to go watch it. And then he's going to get a bunch of traction, and the algorithm's going to pick it up. And then the people who he wanted to see it, who are the people who have already have their minds made up that the keeping of ball pythons is wrong, they're going to see it. I don't want anyone to see it. I want people to see my video telling people how crap, how garbage this person is. Because I don't like, I know some of my videos have clickbaity titles, but also I give you exactly what is in those videos. Exactly what I say is going to be in those videos, that's what's in the video. With this, guys, it was all about how the ball python trade is bad, and we're killing ball pythons, and then he goes to like this scientist this priest who in Benin, which is a country in Africa. This guy spoke the most beautiful French ever, by the way. And I think that it was interesting that they said to this guy, this is how they're keeping ball pythons in the US. And they don't show like what I do with my PVCs. They show at an expo, those like little expo things where the snakes are in for like 8 hours or less. That is how he's showing this snake doctor who worships these snakes. That's how the people in the US are keeping them. So he's projecting this is how they're kept full time, not telling them, well, they probably came from a rack system, with a big enclosure or a big enclosure, and this is what they're in for like 6-8 hours every couple of months. No. He's kind of projecting this is how they are kept, period. I'm obviously getting ramped up about it. Maybe it'll be a good video. You guys can let me know. Do the video on it. Yeah, I think I probably should. But here's the deal. If you're going to go find it, I forget what it's called. If you go find it, I don't ever tell people to go thumbs down or leave bad comments. That's not my thing. I would ask that you do not give this guy any more traction than he already has. Don't thumbs up it. Don't subscribe to this guy. This guy is terrible for our hobby. Whatever. If you like his other work, like some of his other photos are kind of cool on Instagram and stuff, but I'm just asking, if there's anything you can do to not give this guy any more traction, I don't want this video getting out there, because then all of a sudden we've got these animal rights people, like, it's the most annoying people on the planet. Carol Baskin. Feeder lizards are very easy to breed. I don't know if that's true or not. Never done it. Thank you very much. Yeah, I saw that. It popped up right here that you followed me on Instagram. I want a garter snake. Should I get one of those or a hognose? Well, you spelled hognose right and you spelled garter snake wrong, so get the hognose snake. Who must we not sub to now? I'm not saying you shouldn't sub to him. I'm just saying that I would prefer if you didn't give this guy any more traction. The guy who was talking about how we're poaching snakes from Benin and that's bad, but also breeding them in captivity is bad. They're becoming endangered in Benin, but don't captive breed them, which is going to make the need for importing more, which will take more out of the eco. Like, this guy is just kind of like, all right, I just wanted this to look bad as possible. I don't know. He didn't sound like Donald Trump at all. Crickets to my leopard geckos. Well, I don't know what you're gonna do. I mean, they're carnivores. Like, the leopard geckos are going to eat crickets. There's really nothing else. I mean, you can't. Well, you can feed them other insects, but you have to feed them insects. You have to feed them living things. What got you into reptiles? I would encourage you to listen to Reptile Gumbo podcast or Herp Hour podcast, or coming soon, Animals at Home podcast, where I answer this question. But just real quick, when I was a kid, I watched Land Before Time. That was like every Easter. I got the new one when it came out. Land Before Time actually came out, the first one, 2 years before I was born, but I vividly remember watching this, and every one after that. And after that, I got into Steve Irwin, Kratz Creatures. By the way, if you know Zubumafu, Kratz Creatures is the OG version of Zubumafu. Chris and Martin did a show called Kratz Creatures first. Best show ever. I love that show. Jack Hanna, stuff like that. So, and anything David Attenborough talks on, I could listen to that guy talk all day. That's how I got into reptiles. And when I was a kid, like, we would watch like Pokemon and stuff. Like, my sister would watch, and I would watch stuff after school, and it would be like Pokemon and stuff. But always, I wanted to watch Discovery Channel, or at the time, if I remember right, TLC wasn't like reality shows at the time. It was like more kind of like National Geographic. There's animal stuff on there. Anyway, you're just a young gun. I am. But I'm closing in on 30 pretty quick. 4th reptile stream in a row. Heck yes. Riker Path. Subumafu. The last time I watched, I was in 3rd grade. Whew, I feel old. I think I was already in like 7th grade before that even started. Do you have a website? If not, can you make one? Hey, that's what we're here for, is to tell you about the new stuff. One of them is wickenswickedreptiles.com. Go to the website. Absolutely. What kind of music do you like? I like all sorts of music. I like heavy music. But also, I was really conflicted because Mac Miller released his album the same day as Eminem released his album, and I had to listen to both in the same day. So, I mean, I like all types of music. But if I don't know. I did this like little, anyway, never mind. Feeders are easy to breed. Well, it depends. I think crickets are a pain in the arse to breed. If you want to know more about how to breed crickets, DBCB Exotics can help you, and Professor Herp cannot. How many reptiles do you have? I got like 3 reptile room tours, dude. Go watch them. Breaking Benjamin. I don't know why you look like a member. No, not really Breaking Benjamin at all. That's very like... It's too, I don't know, too radio friendly for me. Yeah, didn't start getting reptiles until I was in my 30s. Well, that's cool. Never too late. What's your favorite reptile that you breed? I love breeding. I think snakes are more interesting to hatch out. I think snakes are more interesting to breed. Maybe because I've done leopard geckos for way more years. I don't know. To me, I think that the hognose, I get the most enjoyment under breeding, in my opinion. Do you like the band Rise Against? I did in the 7th grade, but now I think they're just really whiny. Yeah, that's my answer to that. Thanks, Owen Walls. Yeah, you're on the... Oh, yeah, Discord. How can I forget? In the description below, we've been having a ton of fun. I love talking to you guys on Discord, and there's a bunch... I see a bunch of you in here. I recognize you from that. So if you just want to talk to me, and not just me, but everyone else who like follows the channels into reptiles, it's like been very positive, like no hatred at all. I'm very surprised, and it's always like on topic. I don't know. Anyway, the Discord link is below. And if you're like, I don't want to get it. Man, I didn't know anything about Discord. I'm not into that nerdy stuff. One of you just started right now. Thank you. like, no offense, but like I just don't do like the gaming stuff at all. But I think Discord's awesome. So if you're thinking, try it. Just try it out, man. Try it out. And anyone who listens to your mom's house podcast is dying laughing right now. Try it out, man. Are you interested in getting blood pythons? Not at all. Why I should be a mod? Why should you be a mod? If this dude is into Skrillex, I'm gonna kill myself. In 2011, I was into Skrillex, but I was also 20 at the time. But before Skrillex, there was a band called From First to Last, and that was when I was in high school, and I had like this sweepy hair and stuff, right? And I loved From First to Last. So maybe not Skrillex, but before Skrillex was Skrillex. So like, does that make me a hipster? Did I like Skrillex before Skrillex was cool? I don't know. That's my answer to that. Can I download Discord on iMac PC? I think so. I don't see why not. I don't know how to make people mods, dude. You gotta talk to me about after. What was your first reptile? My first reptile was a bearded dragon. You had hair. Was a bearded dragon named Jackson. I worked at a call center at the time. There was a girl that worked there. She had 2 bearded dragons. They bred because she kept them together because she's a silly goose. And she needed me to take one of them so she could separate them. And then I took that one. And then I took another one, the other one. And then they had babies, and I took those. And anyway, I had a bunch of bearded dragons once upon a time. That was over 10 years ago. They both died of old age to the year before last. So, so if I go like mod Professor Herp. That didn't work. All right, you'll have to tell me later. My first reptile was a bearded dragon too. Yeah, I don't think they're great bearded dragons at all. Or they're not great beginner reptiles, but I don't know. I think that they could be good for some people. Favorite reptile to find at your local herp spot? Like if I go herping outside. You know what I see a lot around here actually? Fox snakes. I see fox snakes a lot. Eastern milk snakes, which are really cool. Like I have a milk snake, I have a Pueblan, but Eastern milk snakes, Erie water snakes as well. I see those a ton, especially around big oof. Oh, big pet peeve. I know none of you asked. Here it is. People who say oof. I think that is the dumbest thing ever. That is dumber than pwned. Remember back in the day when you'd say like, oh, you got owned, but pwned? That is even like the cringiest thing ever. Oof, so cringy. Ugh, gross. Go away. Like a teenage girl. We don't have many reptiles around here. Me neither. I don't really have a lot of reptiles around here either. But because we live in Canada, we actually have no lizards. We have, well, besides a couple skinks, but tons of frogs and tons of toads. Toads are really easy to find here, so probably toads. It's a Roblox thing. No idea what that is. It's a meme. Listen, I'm a meme lord, okay? Calm down with the meme stuff. I've been following you for so long. You inspired me to get a created gecko, which is a crested gecko, because I make that mistake all the time too. Cool. Thank you. I appreciate you letting me know that. Click on Professor Herp's name. Press the mod one. Where's Professor Herp? Sorry as you guys listen to me struggle. Oh, add moderator. Oh, DBCB. Maybe we should just leave it like that and not do Professor Herp for a while. Anyway, so I know that I talk about these guys all the time, Professor Herp and DBCB Exotics. So when you start this YouTube thing, it can be a little bit challenging, right? And especially because if you don't know anyone, and it's nice to have a community where you can bounce ideas off of people, even if it's not just about like the reptile keeping, but how to, make a better channel for you guys, right? You guys watch this channel because I guess it's somehow good. So, or at least you think so. So these two guys, DBCB and Professor Herp, I shout them out all the time. They're like my buddies for the reptile thing. So follow their channels if you haven't already. They each have like their own thing. Dakota has, he's like the croc skink guy, and Tokay geckos as well. And then Professor Herp has like a bunch of really cool Ackies, which I cannot get in this country. So anyway, those are the guys that you should go follow if you don't already. And that's why I talk with them so much, because we talk like on a daily basis. Because it's really helpful to have a community like that, not just in the reptile thing, but if you're a musician, comedian, whatever, it's nice to have friends who are like-minded. Any spell casting? Don't have a clue what that means. I want, what is the tank behind you? Oh, those are the baby crested geckos from last year. Remember when I had some baby crested geckos? they're in there. And they don't grow very fast. I forgot how slow baby crested geckos grow. You two remember the best reptile. It took me a second. I really appreciate all the work and effort that goes into this channel. Thank you. I appreciate that. A lot of people, it's funny too, like before I started, I always thought that, these YouTube guys, they just shoot it. It takes, I don't know, like 20 minutes to edit a video. You throw it out there, apply to a couple comments, bing, bang, boom, Bob's your uncle, right? No, and then I realized that you're like, whatever you do for a living, you do that, and then you come home, and then you sit downstairs in your basement, in your dungeon, staring at your screens for 12 hours at a time trying to put a video together. It takes forever. But it's worth it, because I have 54 people watching me on a Friday night talk about, like, nothing, basically. And I'd appreciate if all 56 of you now would come and watch the comedy show, which is linked in the description below. It's nice. In comedy, especially, like, low-level comedy, like, kind of where I'm at, or not low-level, but, like, I'm not a professional. Like, I'm not on Netflix is what I mean. 17 hours on this video. Basically, what I'm trying to say here is the more people who come and watch when I get an opportunity to headline a show, the more that does for me in the eyes of the promoter. So the promoter says, hey, we're giving you a shot. You can be the headliner. And then if you get a bunch of people out and say in the stream, you're like, hey, Wicked Reptiles, whatever, then it looks good for me. And then it helps my comedy career, too. So kill two birds with one stone. Come laugh. The other comedians on there, arguably all of them are funnier than me. But I get to close out the show. And it's funny because I made it about reptiles. So in case you guys wanted to show up and laugh. So you guys will get it. And there's going to be some inside jokes that only you guys will get. So show up so I don't look like an idiot, please. All right. Never gone to a comedy show. First time for everything. Really? Where do you live? Do you have a comedy club around you? Robin Williams is my favorite comic ever. Robin Williams was maybe one of, if not the greatest comedian of last generation, or maybe ever. I think in terms of the Mount Rushmore of comedy, it's always tough to pick four names. Carlin's on there, of course, right? Carlin is the best of all time, in my opinion. But Robin Williams had, even when he did an interview, if he did an interview and the camera would be in tight, and if you watch anyone else do an interview, usually it's like back and forth. If they move around, it's just a little bit. He would use the entire stage. He would go into the unlit areas. Like, Robin Williams was a masterful comedian, and before I even started doing comedy, he'd already died, but I've been a comedy fan my entire life. I grew up watching comedy, but yeah, cannot say anything but amazing things about Robin Williams. Yeah, I wish I could have met him too, but can't. Also can't meet George Carlin because he's dead, so can't meet any comedy idols. But maybe I'll meet Bill Burr one day if you don't know who that is. What are you doing with your life? Jeff Dunham. Jeff Dunham. So Jeff Dunham was down the street. There's a comedy club in the city that I live in. And then down the street is a big, it's where our OHL team plays, on Ontario Hockey League. Literally down the street, and Jeff Dunham sold it out. So I'm doing comedy for 140 people in the comedy club, and Jeff Dunham with his puppets are down the street doing a comedy show for 5,000 people, I think it was. And we have a bridge in our city, and we had kind of like an epidemic last year where like a lot of people were jumping off of it, like to the point where it would be closed down at least like a couple times a month, just because people were jumping off of it, and it kind of became like the spot. Jeff Dunham, during this time, makes a joke about jumping off a bridge, and the whole place went silent. It was like so brutal. That's the weird thing about comedy. You don't know what's going on in that city, and then you show up, and then you make this joke, and he had no idea until after the show by no, I don't know. That's my Jeff Dunham thing. Yeah, anyway. He didn't know. Owen Walls, you should contact me. I don't know, I missed whatever. Do you know Snake Discovery? I don't know her. She's like way out of my league in terms of like, look at her subscriber count. But I love that channel. I've got nothing but good things to say about Emily. I think that if you want to model what you're doing after somebody, that would be a good person to model what you're doing after. She's awesome. How are we at 58 people? More than, like, we're peaking now at 34 minutes. Thank you very much for popping by and stuttering. Have you ever seen the Brazilian rainbow boa? Yeah. I would love one. I just haven't got one yet. But the nice thing is, because I've got, and I talked a little bit about this with Animals at Home. Adam always gets the same exact questions every stream. Because I was talking with Animals at Home, who has one, and actually that's how I learned how to create my PVCs, or not create them, but set them up from. We did a podcast last week, and it's going to come out next week. I'll link it when it comes out. And we're talking about like the challenges with rainbow boas, because like especially if they're babies, It's really tough to keep them alive. Like if you have a water dish that goes dry for a day, they'll likely die. But I think that, I don't know, that's something I would like to do. I think they're probably the most beautiful snake, besides the Bismarck ringed python. I think they're probably the most beautiful snake that doesn't have venom. All right, what's your favorite snake? Man, that's so tough. I don't know. Let me think about that one. Get into bugs. No. No, definitely not. I have zero interest in getting into bugs at all. I don't know, especially on arachnids. I know I'm like a snake guy, and people that I know think I'm crazy because I've got a mouthful, a basement full of reptiles. I've had a mouthful of reptiles. That's how coronavirus starts. And I don't know, I just don't like bugs really at all. Wussy. I kind of am, to be honest. I don't know. I'm the type of guy that if I see, like, I look over and I see a centipede on the wall, I'll jump away from it. I don't know, I just don't like them. I don't like them. I do not want a giant birdie or tarantula at all. Snake discovery isn't out of your league. On my closest friends, spider community's over. Oh, is that Tarantula Girl? How does she have 150,000 subs, but all of her videos are like 700 views? Interesting. Those basement house bugs, yeah, but I live in Canada, so it's nice, so we don't have, like, tarantulas. I've got some friends who live in LA. I actually have these two friends that went out to LA to do comedy, and they're talking to me about, like, big tarantulas, and, like, they come from here, and then now they're there, and there's, like, tarantulas, like, out in their garden and in their house. No. What is the best way to convince my mom that leopard geckos are awesome? Have you seen my How to Convince Your Parents to Get a Reptile video yet? Check it out. Talk all about it in that video there. Oh, well, start to me on my channel. Why do people promote their own channels in someone else's stream? Like, really? We don't have really anything that threatening in Massachusetts. Well, now that Tom Brady's gone, nothing too threatening in the playoffs either. Now, is there? 3 of you will get that. No, Adam, it's Tarantula Dan. I don't know who that is, but I'll check him out. Do you have any tips on gargoyle geckos? I don't really have too much experience with them. DBCB Exotics would be happy to help you. That was too far. Hey, man, I'm a lifelong Patriots fan. Like, grew up. I remember the day that Bledsoe got knocked out of that game and my dad's screaming at the TV. He's from Nova Scotia, which is close. You know, if you're from Massachusetts, you know what that is. So, yeah, that is... Man, to watch my boy Tom Brady go is really tough, but I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he's going to Tampa Bay. I think he's got a better chance of winning a ring before Belichick does. But we're going to see. I guess it'd be very interesting if there's a season next year with all this virus stuff going on as we lose 7 people. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on Tom Brady. Can you temperature sex crested geckos? No, you cannot. Oh, DBC, we already got that one. How did you start your channel? Very interesting question, and nobody's asked, actually, so far, ever. Here's how. I've been doing comedy for longer than I've been doing this channel. And there's a company called Odd Life Entertainment, and I do a lot of shows for them. The first show I ever headlined, actually, was the guy who runs that channel gave me a shot. And then I was talking to him, we kind of became friends, and he said to me one time, last January 2019, he says, you have all these animals, you've got this big personality, you know, why don't you start a channel, a YouTube channel? I've tried other channels for other stuff before and they never really worked out, but I didn't realize they didn't work out because I didn't put in the effort. That's why they didn't work out. I always made excuses, and anyway, so I just decided that day, right? I didn't have to work that day. I was off for the whole week, actually, so I just decided Discord is where you can chat to me personally all week long if you want. So I just decided, all right, I'm going to try it, and I made the channel on January 14th. I posted 2 videos the next day, and that's it. I just kept going with it. So anyway, Dylan Wildman's the guy's name who runs Odd Life Entertainment, and I'm forever grateful that he talked me into doing it. So that's how I started the channel. What's your Discord? Comment or the description below. It's right in there, the link. You just click on it, boom, and it'll go right there. How did you get into the reptile hobby? I answered this one earlier. A girl that I was working with gave me a bearded dragon. Gave me a bearded dragon, and then I took it in, and I just kind of ran with it. I always knew that I wanted reptiles, and I was actually doing the research to get a leopard gecko at the time, but I don't know. I lived with my parents at the time, but I was paying rent, so I was old enough that I was paying rent, so I forget exactly when it was, but then I realized, okay, well, if I'm paying to live here, then I can have a pet that doesn't affect the rest of the house. It stays in this room, so that's what I did. Someone, what were your ears stretched to? 3/4. They were stretched to 3/4. They've been out for like, I think I retired the tunnels like 5 years ago. But yeah, they're cool. Like big, I used to have big red tunnels. And I remember the day that I decided I was going to do it too. I went to see this show downtown, the city where I live. There's a band called Blind Witness playing. They're from Trois-Rivières, Quebec. Great band. They're awesome. They just started doing music again. This is like 15 years ago. And this guy, I remember the vocalist, he had like these big giant red spacers. And I'm like, all right, that's what I want those too. And I wore them for like, I don't know, 8 years. What is the best snake for a pet? Depends what you want, man. A lot of people say corn snakes. I'm not a big fan. I love ball pythons. I think ball pythons are awesome. I like the idea that I can handle a snake and not really worry about them just biting me out of nowhere. And ball pythons offer that to me. But Dumeril's boas, oh man, do I love Dumeril's boas. So, and more, I don't know, if you guys want, do cameos. Would you pay me to do a cameo? I'll do it for you for free. Mine are 27 millimeters. What is that in fractions of an inch? 27 millimeters, 25 millimeters is an inch. So it's just over an inch. So that's bigger than mine. Okay. Kenyan sand boas make good pets. You misspelled pet rock wrong. Monitors or tagus? Tagus probably, but I don't know. I don't know. Would you ever own a tortoise? Yes. Yes. I want a tortoise so bad. I haven't decided which one yet. I have to move first so that I've got room inside, because I've got lots of room outside. Like, I've got a huge yard, but my house is small and I don't really have room for like a big tortoise pen or table, right? But I mean, the fact that I can't really buy a house right now, not because I can't buy a house, but because, like, I don't know. It's really hard to buy a house right now. I don't know if you know what's going on in the world, but anyway. So eventually I will have a tortoise for sure. Yeah, ball pythons do bite, but I don't know. Maybe it's my own delusion that I feel like more confident around them, right? African fat-tailed leopard gecko, that video is coming out soon. So we're going to do a whole video about that. I actually have it recorded already. The last couple of videos have really sucked. Like, no, I don't know. My numbers are way, it is what it is. I'm just happy to be here, so whatever. I have to get YouTube, but was live stream was, I don't know what that means. His earlobes. Sell our house, buy ours, move to the East Coast. What part do you live in Massachusetts? Will you sponsor me? Can I move to the United States? Can I move to where you live now, and then I can move somewhere warm immediately because I hate winter? Yeah, well, the thing is, too, with reptiles instead of furry things are kind of a pain. Your kids are probably going to outgrow Halifax. I do love that city. My dad's from Nova Scotia. I went to Halifax 3 years ago. The place is awesome. I think reptiles are awesome for kids. I mean, don't get them anything super fragile, but yeah, I think they're fantastic for kids. So we're at 53. We're going to end this stream when we get below 50 people watching. That's how we usually do it. So, Halifax. Yeah, I had 2 Russian tortoises, but rehomed them. My dad used to own a huge tarantula, but it escaped. She broke up with him because of his tarantula? Would you ever get a morning gecko? I don't know, maybe. 2K acres in the country. 2,000 acres you have in Alabama? Does my sister have to move in with me? Is that how Alabama works? That's a rude thing to say. Comedy show starts later. We don't talk about Alabama. You know what? I would love to go to the States. Like to like the southern states. I've been to the States, obviously. I live 20 minutes from the States. But the southern states, to me, I don't like. The culture seems really cool. And, like, I don't know. I like college football and high school football stuff. And barbecue. Come to Arizona. Sure, sign me up. You have 98 acres? Holy cow. Comedy show starts in an hour and a half. 2 hours. Hour and a half. Thoughts on day geckos. Very cool. You live in California? Can you sponsor me? That's where I want to live. Thoughts on day geckos. Day geckos are... Oh, that's Michelle. Hi. Day geckos are awesome. I know you want some. We can get some soon. Hello. Is there any other questions you guys want me to answer? Oh, whoa, yeah. One thing I wanted to ask you guys. I don't like... Can you hear that? That's my frog chirping, my tree frog. Axolotls are illegal in California. I guess we're not breeding axolotls anymore. Oh, okay. So I obviously don't like pandering for money, obviously. So, which is why I haven't asked for any super chats. But I mean, if you want to send me one, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, you know, cool. It's a good way to start my weekend. But Patreon. Would you guys be interested if I started a Patreon, and I'm talking about like, I don't know, $5 a month or something. Early access to videos, so you get to watch a video like 2 or 3 days before it launches. You know, like private messaging type thing. We could do like private hangouts, like we'll clean our reptile rooms together, something like that. So it'll just be like a one-on-one, you know, special draws, discount on merch. Stuff like, is this something, and I'm asking seriously, like I haven't started it because I don't know if there would be any interest. So do you have interest? Is that something that you'd want to see? Is that something that you'd want to be a part of? Would you be a patron if I started a Patreon? Let me know, because I don't want to start one and then not have any, like, I would just feel really stupid if I'm like, hey, here's my Patreon, and then no one, I'd feel stupid. It'd be embarrassing. So anyway, that's what I'm asking. You don't want... What was that thing about South Africa? I wanted to read that. Where'd it go? Ah, someone took it away. We want Patreon. All right. Nude photos. If so, no, I'm not going to post titties. Going to the Dubs GF route. Man, I don't... You people are so young. I live in South Africa. You don't want to get sponsored. You don't want to live here. You will die. I know, actually... it's all Dutch people there, right? Like, all the white people, anyway. I knew a guy from South Africa. He lived there, and he lives here now because his parents got shot at more than enough that he moved here. So, anyway, I know all about South Africa. Video chat, help me with my room. See, that's the thing. So, I think what we do with Patreon is... yeah, they do have a sick accent, though. They do. I think with Patreon, I think what we do is like a monthly thing where you get free access to videos and stuff, like everything. And then there'd be like a different level where every month I do like a one-on-one with somebody. And I think it'd be cool. We could do like this. I'd set up on the tripod in my reptile room. We could like clean our reptile rooms together or something. I don't know, something like just a video, an idea that I had today. So if you want that, I don't know, throw it in the comment section. Patreon is cool, but do you even OnlyFans? No, I'm not going to OnlyFans. That's pretty funny, though. Ben's Pets. It's funny. If I had money, I would certainly do Patreon, but I'm only getting my ID on the 16th due to Corona. So, like, you're a kid? I don't understand what you're trying to say. I do love your channel. Do you have any personal tips or tricks on how to get picky ball pythons out of frozen instead of live? Yeah, I did a whole video about that. I was born in Zimbabwe. Trust me. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I think all of Africa is like, whew. I don't know. Africa seems very interesting to me, and I think there's like it's very misunderstood. No Dutch. What are you talking about? South Africa was colonized by Dutch people. Are you even from South Africa for real? How old are you? I'm 28. I'm almost 30. That's sad. Do you ever get bearded dragon again? Yes. I would get a bearded dragon again. We'll talk about that in a few weeks. You would totally be one. All right, well, I'm going to start a Patreon next week, I think, then, if you guys are into it. And then if I go with, like the whole week and no one signs up, I'm just going to delete it. 25, I feel old. Yeah, and you got a kid on the way, too. Also, you've got a badly receding hairline, super serious, and you're too afraid to shave your head. Big oof on your part there, Professor Herp. Hognose Eggs are doing number 8 or 9 on the waiting list. Yeah, you are on the waiting list. I recognize your last name. The Hognose Eggs are doing great. They look great. I don't know why. Hognose Eggs always smell bad, even like the first day, like when you put them in. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, you're 29. No, I'm 28. I'll be 29 next month. Next month is May? Yeah. Anyway, fun fact, the Hognose Eggs are actually supposed to hatch on my birthday, which is cool, which is also my mom's birthday. I don't know why we're talking about this. But anyway, yeah, we have the same birthday. Hairline is non-existent. I had a better hairline than Professor Herp. I just was man enough to shave my freaking head because I didn't want to look like one of those guys who's like still trying to hold on, doing like the comb over with the last like 3 or 4 hairs. Like, give me a break, dude. You should be on like a 70s sitcom. You look like the dad on a 70s sitcom. That's what you look like. The dusty trail. Why do you... I say that with all the love in the world. I got nothing but love and respect for Professor Herp and DBCB Exotics. Those guys are funny. Dude, I don't know anything about underground reptiles. I have never purchased anything from the U.S. It's something, now that I realize how easy Reptiles Express makes it, I think that's something I want to do. Yeah, especially once DBCB, if he gets some Mexican black king snakes, I'll buy some from him for sure. But yeah, I think buying stuff from the States, especially because here's what I thought, right? And I'm wondering why more people don't do this. In Canada, a redfoot tortoise is $550, $600, something like that. There's no CITES, so you can bring them across the border. And in the U.S., they're like $125. So why don't, and even though that's 200 Canadian, because our currency is crap right now, why don't more people just buy stuff from the States and bring it over? It's easy. Reptiles Express makes it super, I don't know. Anyway, if anyone knows the answer why more people don't do that, how's your merch doing? Not a lot of people are buying it. I don't know why, but if you would like to, it's down there. I'd appreciate that. But Professor Hurt bought one. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. Feel really, really old. Is weed legal in Canada? It is. Weed is legal here. We actually just, so everything that's non-essential in Ontario where I live is shut down, basically, right? So if you have an essential business, you're good to go. Weed was deemed legal, or an essential service, but then next week it's not anymore. So now all the weed shops are closing down on the weekend. So I don't know. I think that's kind of funny. Bummed. I went through the link on the last live for merch and then saw a sweatshirt on your YouTube. Yeah, well, that store's been open for like a month now. Shipping is pricey. Yeah, it is. Shipping is pricey. Getting dissed by the spider kid. Thank you guys so much for like I can't even keep up with these. I appreciate that. 15K, boys. What's that mean? I have 15,000 subscribers and still no one buys shirts? It's cool. I don't care. You guys are all supporting the channel right now by just being here, so I appreciate that. It'd be cool if you wore a shirt, though. Dermatologist now. Don't go to dermatologist. Shave your head, dude. Come on. You like chondros. I think I did a whole video about that, actually. Doing live, get a sweatshirt now. Pretty cool merch. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Like, literally, and I know that everyone says this, oh, the money goes back to... All the money really does go to the animals. Like, I don't live an expensive lifestyle. I don't do much. Like, I go out and tell my stupid jokes. And I like chicken wings delivered to my door. But, like, besides that, I don't really have an expensive lifestyle. So all the money just gets funneled back in to either making the channel better or making the lives of the animals better. So your money is going to a good place, the very little that I make on those shirts. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. I try to feed my gecko insects and he doesn't eat. So you must be talking about crested gecko, I imagine. Been here since 1.2 thousand. Yeah, thanks, man. I can't believe, like, the channel's actually shot up a lot. It's been really cool. When are you a comedian? I saw a comment earlier or something. Yes, I am. And there's a comedy show tonight for free on the internet. Comment in the description below. Watch it. I get to headline the show. So I'm going to do a bunch of jokes that most people won't understand. But that's fine. You guys will get them. They're about reptiles. Live show later. Who is your favorite comedian? What style would you say you have? Well, you can find out what style I have in an hour and a half. But my favorite comedian of all time is George Carlin, by far. Like, no question. But my favorite living comedian is Bill Burr. Like, but although Tom Segura put out a special last week, which was unbelievably good. Try it out, man. Try it out. I think it was hilarious. But anyway, Bill Burr is definitely my favorite. I love that guy. I listen to his podcast religiously. That's what I listen to when I'm cleaning the reptile room. If you could only hear the like on the B-roll, you know how I put B-roll over the videos? Almost always, I take that video like during when I'm cleaning the reptile room, and I'm always listening to Bill Burr, who's got like a filthy mouth. But anyway, best comedian ever. If you haven't watched Paper Tiger yet, it's on Netflix. The best special I've seen since George Carlin was alive. Hey, I love John. I plugged the shit out of... I can't swear on this thing, but I plugged the crap out of him. Might get in... parents say yes. You should get one. Yeah, Bill Burr and Tom Segura are legends. They're fantastic. I watched Tom Segura's video today where he was making his mom swear, and his mom wasn't into it, and she has a, like, filthy accent. Anyway, it was hilarious. My favorite leopard gecko, Morph. Man, I don't know. I'm not really a Morph guy. Does the comedy show have bad language or not safe for work jokes? Literally I couldn't say any of the jokes on this channel. This is a family-friendly channel. I literally could not say any of the jokes that you're going to hear tonight on this channel, if that gives you an idea. I lose a strand of hair every time I plug him. That's funny. Oh, man. You must plug me a lot then, looking at your hairline. Mighty Morph from Power Reptiles. Power Rangers is a great channel. What, a great show. Will not how I'm in. Do you know if there are any regulations or rules when you get a snake? Depends where you live, man. Totally depends where you live. Favorite ball python morph? Pieds are mine too. I love pieds. And Paradox also. How are 57 people still watching this? We're like an hour right now talking about nothing. You actually got to go see George Carlin like in person? That is so cool. I would have loved to go see Carlin in person. I never got the opportunity. He died in 2008. I would have been... I just turned 17 because he died on June 8th, 2000... Yeah, June 8th, 2008. I remember that. Like, I remember the day vividly. But yeah, jamming in New York. Fantastic special. What is your favorite dinosaur? Velociraptors. Seinfeld lasted for years and it was about nothing. That is true. Seinfeld's awesome. Seinfeld, man, underrated comedian. Do you like jazz? My husband listens to comedy constantly. Who's his favorite comedian? I live in the GTA. Cool. You want a Hognose? We can actually like meet up. We could actually like meet up. I wouldn't have to ship it to you because I live an hour away from the GTA. Greater Toronto area, by the way, in case you're wondering what that is. 20K subs mean you're shaving your beard. If you want a 12-year-old looking host of Wiccan's Wicked Reptiles, I will shave this beard. If you get me to 20,000 subs by my birthday, which is May 15th, I will shave my beard. How about that? There you go. There's your challenge. I'll also look like I'm 12. That's fine. Aki's legal in Canada. Akis are not illegal in Canada, but you can't bring them across the border. So they're illegal here. They're very difficult to find, and you can't import more. So thank you for showing up at 7,000 subs. That was January. January 3rd, I hit 7,000 subs. Favorite snake? Man, I got to think about it. I don't know, man. I don't... Oh, the person who said, ooh, don't shave your beard, that's my girlfriend. She has to live with me, so... 20,000 subs by my birthday, I'll do it. I don't care. Don't make that a challenge. Ketchup or mustard? Mustard? Sign me up. Okay, so here's why. Ketchup is full of sugar. The first ingredient in ketchup, or second ingredient in ketchup after tomatoes is sugar. Ketchup is terrible for you. I don't like the taste of it, except for if it's on a burger, but I will eat my fries without it. But mustard, when I was into bodybuilding and I could have like 0 calories, basically, mustard has 0 calories. So even when I was eating boiled chicken, I would still I could still have as much mustard or hot sauce as I wanted. So mustard and hot sauce I used to live off of. I freaking love mustard. In fact, my girlfriend does the groceries around here, and if there's no mustard, I have a hissy fit and get upset. So, but she's good. She always buys the mustard. Good to know. Mustard is awesome. I look like a 12-year-old because I am one. Don't grow up too fast, kid. You people have high hopes for this dude. I don't get it. Everybody. Is Cubone doing all right? Cubone is doing awesome. She had her first shed. And she ate 2 days ago. So she's been doing great. I love Cubone. I want to get her like nice and big at a reasonable rate. I hate ketchup. Ketchup's okay. Been sub to you since 190. Thoughts on barbecue sauce? Barbecue sauce is great, but also it has like a ton of sugar and a bunch of calories and stuff, and I don't know. I like barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce is good. What's your favorite monitor? I almost read that. What's your favorite mustard? 51 people watching. So as we go on to 50, we're over. My favorite monitor, I don't know. I like Akis. I don't really have too much personal experience with monitors, but I don't know. I like Akis. I think they're cool. They're manageable size. Fellow dumb owners seem to be hard to... I don't even know what that means. Oh, federal doom owners. Oh, I see. Whoever's the mod here who's doing this, Professor Herp, you're doing a great job. Hot dog or hamburger? Hamburger, sign me up. I love burgers. I love burgers. What's your favorite lizard? I don't know. Maybe I'll go boring and say leopard geckos. I like all lizards. They're all good. Do bearded dragons normally glass surf a lot after brumation? I never brumated mine. But yeah, glass serving something they do. What are the tattoos? So when for whatever reason, like I got into documentaries when I was like 17, which is the year before I could legally get tattooed without my parents' consent, which they did not consent to at all. So I watched a documentary, or my favorite movie is Apocalyptico, which is a dubbed movie. Mel Gibson is the director, and there's no English in the movie at all, but it's about the Mayan civilization. So the entire sleeve is South American themed, and then on my shoulder there's like a Mayan statue, and there's like some other Mayan stuff. But anyway, it's South American themed because I love Mayan culture. I think that's like maybe the most interesting part of history. I love history. History's awesome. And I have a big moai tattooed on my leg too. If you don't know what a moai is in Easter Island, you should go look it up. It's pretty cool. Sub. Nearly headless Nick. Oh, did that snake die? Really? Oh. I don't. Professor Herb just deleted a bunch of messages I didn't even see. What are some unpopular opinions regarding reptile keeping? For me, it's leopard geckos and substrate. I agree, totally. I thought bodybuilders did the keto diet. No. No bodybuilder who is a professional or does well in competitions does the keto diet. Really. Keto diet is good for certain people. I tried it. I lost an average of 1.3 pounds a day, but also I lost a ton of muscle mass when I did it. It doesn't work with me. I know people who do well on it, but not me. I don't know. I like getting my my energy source from carbohydrates and low on fats and high protein, obviously. But that's how I do it. But it's not a bad thing. She just posted it 2 hours ago. Oh, that's so sad. Didn't he just get a new enclosure too? To Central and South America, have you ever been? I have never been, but I would love to go one time. Would you ever have a black-headed python or a woma-headed python? Well, black-headed, obviously, but also I'm not rich. Send me the super chats, and then maybe I'll buy a black-headed python one day. Yeah, unless he's plugged DBDBC, you don't need to hear. Nearly headless Nick, why did you remind me? Mansion. He got a mansion, and now he can't enjoy his... Oh, okay. Do you still compete in bodybuilding? No. Look at me, dude. What do you mean do I still compete? Look at me. I'm like a wet noodle. Would you ever have a caiman lizard or a croc? Like a crocodile? I'd rather have a caiman lizard, for sure. I don't want to get my leg bit off. Send me the super chats. Yeah, send them to me. We're at 0 super chats. That's fine. It's hard to... Crocs King, please. Croc things are cool. That's Dakota's thing. How's Littlefoot and Sarah? Littlefoot and Sarah are doing great. Thank you very much for asking. I really appreciate that. Littlefoot and Sarah they're great. They're doing fantastic. Man, I always... Have you ever been to Reptilian Toronto? Yes, I have been to Reptilian Toronto. Oh, we're at 50. Oh, never mind. It's fantastic. The place is awesome. If you're ever in the GTA, that is a great place to go. The aquarium's awesome too, but Reptilia, I like that place. It's awesome. What's the most bizarre reptile you've ever seen? Let me think about it. He did get a new enclosure. Yeah. I wouldn't eat a dry noodle. What? What's your favorite pet reptile that you own? Irwin? I don't know. I love that guy. Irwin's awesome. Reptile Expo for the first time this year. Yeah, I know. All the Reptile Expos are canceled. That came out wrong. Do a Q&A. That's kind of what I'm doing right now. Do you have a question? I'll answer your question. We're going to stop the stream once we get down to below 50 people watching, though. But for those of you who are just coming on, there's a comedy show tonight. I'm headlining a comedy show on the internet. You can literally be there drinking beer in your pajamas. I don't care. It is sponsored by a brewery and that I've done before. I get to headline the show. The link is in the description. It starts at 7:30 Eastern Time, which is in 71 minutes. So please go watch. I'd really appreciate it. I would love a big turnout for this comedy show. The producer is fantastic. Anyway, do you have any bioactive tanks? That one and one out there. And I'm actually making a new one right now. Gotta have change into the night pajamas. Gonna have to change it. Okay. Yeah, you should. Alcoholic. What? Any YouTubers you like and could recommend watch? DBCB Exotics. And Professor Herb. And bigger channels, I like Go Herping. I know, whatever. I like Go Herping. A lot of people don't, but whatever. I like them. And not reptile related, Peter McKinnon's channel has really helped me like making videos. So if you like, I don't know, really good cinematography, that's the guy to watch. And he's from Toronto, and he's got like 5 million subscribers or something. So that's pretty cool. Just watch the video on how to convince your parents. I'll try. Thank you. Why don't people like Go Herping? Because he's young and he doesn't take care of the reptiles himself, and for some reason that's a bad thing, I guess. I don't know. He's the business guy. He's got a great business mind, and if I wish when I was 19 I had the business mind that he did, I mean, I wouldn't be sitting like anyway. I don't know why people don't like him. I like him. I don't wear pajamas. Well, you can watch in your OnlyFans pajamas. I don't care. You can do whatever you want. Everyone buy merch, please. Yeah, everyone buy merch, please. I'd really appreciate that. That'd be awesome. How many baby leopard cows do you have so far? None yet this year. I love Peter. Oh, like the ball python? Yes. Thank you very much. I appreciate the $2, which Canadian is probably like $3. So, yeah. Buy merch or else. I don't make threats like that, but anyway, thanks for the $2. I appreciate that. Do you like gargoyle geckos? Yes, I do. Opinion on Brian. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Brian revamped my love for reptiles like 5 or 6 years ago, so I've got a special place. But I know he doesn't do everything right. I understand why you wouldn't like him, but he has changed a lot, and I think that we need to give people credit who do better. And he was obviously doing subpar job keeping a lot of animals, and I'm sure he still does at BHB. But the Reptarium, in my opinion, he's giving a much better life than most of us could provide to some of these reptiles, full-time staff. There's going to be differing opinions, but, I mean, I don't know. Meh. How about that? How about meh? Give me money and I'll buy the merch. Why don't you just buy the merch? I tried sending a super chat, but it isn't going through. Okay. Opinion on African fat tails. Did you watch the video 2 weeks ago? Or Monday? On Monday. I did a whole video about him on Monday. Go watch it. The best. He takes poor care at BHB. Probably. My headphones broke. Okay. Do you want me to make WWR headphones? What is the best thermostat for a snake rack? I use the Herpstat 2 for my racks. But for my enclosures, I use, I forget what they're called. iPower? I don't know. I did a video how to set up a PVC enclosure, and I talk about it there. Blue Tongue video was great. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So are you going to get a black-headed python? I don't know. Are you going to send me some super chats? There's a pair available here. They're $5,000 for the pair. Just to give you an idea how much black-headed pythons cost. So, I don't know. Those super chats and merch sales are going to have to roll in. Thoughts on Brian's spider ball python video? I don't know. I think that the idea that all spider ball pythons are bad is wrong. But I don't know. I don't really want to get into it. Maybe we'll do a whole video about that. But I'm a watch in my WWR merch. Thank you for buying. That's awesome. I should stop commenting. You must be getting bored of me. Nah, you're cool. Brian cuts the eggs open so much, Emily does better. Yeah, I agree. And I think this year, we'll leave that for the video. We're going to do something different with the Hognose Eggs this year. Do you do comedy shows full-time or part-time? Well, in Canada, there is no such thing as someone who makes a decent living on comedy alone. Or maybe there's like 2 or 3 people, but I mean, in terms of being a professional comedian in Canada, you kind of have to go south of the border to make it work. Like, to make the living that I would like to make, right? Like, I'm talking about, anyway, part-time, I guess, is the answer. I can't pay my mortgage doing comedy, so, and I never will until I love Canada too, but I don't know, there's just less, I don't know. There's not as much interest here as there is in the States, and I don't get it. We have amazing talent, by the way. So when I'm saying that there's like no such thing as professional, what I mean is there's no such thing as someone who can make. There's no millionaires from comedy in Canada that haven't moved across the border that still live in Canada, but we have some of the best comedians that I've ever seen. There are some comedians that I get to open for sometimes on these shows. I can't believe how good they are and how they are not discovered. So we've got amazing talent. In the description below is a link to the comedy show that starts in an hour that I'll be on. So come by and watch it. Come support. I would really appreciate it. I'm on last, headlining the show, but I don't know. Comedy's my passion. This is my passion also, but I love comedy. What do you think of Go Herping? I love Go Herping. Man, Professor Herp is killing it as a mod. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Ever watch Tommy Tiernan? No. I don't even know who that is. Have you ever built a custom enclosure? Yes. All of those melamine enclosures I built. And on my racks. I built on my racks too. Don't like Brian's personality? It's interesting to listen to him on the podcast. 67 people watching? Holy cow. Yeah. It's very interesting to listen on the podcast. It kind of shows... And I think tonight you're going to get the idea, right? Because on this channel, even doing live streams, it's family friendly. And then if you tune in an hour to watch me do comedy, you're going to be like, oh, holy, like, big difference, right? So I think with Brian, he kind of shows that the podcast. I've only watched some clips versus the channel. It kind of shows the range of someone's personality. So I think that's cool. Irish comedian. Oh, yes, I do know who that is. Sorry, I was thought, like, I had my mind on Reptiles, and I'm like, I know that name, but yes, I do know who that is. How many tattoos do you have? Thank you very much. $5 from Scales13. Man, that means a lot that you'd, and plus $5 is probably like, I don't know, I could probably put a down payment on a house and like in American money, $5 is probably a lot Canadian. My whole arm is tattooed. I got some tattoos on my legs, so I don't know. It's hard to count when you have like your whole arm tattooed. Can you make your own Reptile Expo? I don't want to. I don't want to at all. I feel, plus, yeah, no. I feel so on a hip. Who is this Brian dude? You don't know who Brian Barchuk is? For real? Maybe that's not a bad thing. Quadrupolar. I don't know what that means. Heard of this guy called Go Herping. What do you think of him? That's my favorite reptile channel. Yeah. Emily, Brian, or Go Herping? Emily is better for the hobby than all of them. So Emily, because she's better for the hobby, she's good for the hobby. Go Herping because he's my favorite to watch. And Brian because he has probably done more good in terms of getting people interested in reptiles than he's done bad. So that's my answer. You see what's going on with Go Herping? No. Enlighten me. I didn't watch his video from yesterday. How many of the tats are reptiles? The snake, and I got a frog, which is not a reptile, but whatever. Make merch with the phrase Brian Barchuk of Canada. I think I would get my ass suit off for that. Love your channel. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Frog, what about Clint's Reptiles? Wholesome. Clint's Reptiles are awesome. I think his videos are a little bit long, like they get repetitive, but I like his videos. I like his personality. I think he's very good for the reptile hobby. I don't watch him as much as the other guys, but I like nothing but good things to say. I'll buy one too. You should. Do you ever want any furry critters like dog? I got 2 dogs, man. My dog, I love. Okay, I have 2 dogs, Flutie and Eris, who I call Bear. Thank you. Oh, another $5. Man, I should just like keep these streams going forever. Apparently, thank you very much. Honestly, that means a lot to me. So I do. I have 2 mammals or reptiles. I would give up all those reptiles in a heartbeat for my dogs. Sorry, I love my dogs more. Flutie is a 9-year-old Chihuahua Pomeranian mix, and then Eris is a 4-year-old mini Australian Shepherd that my girlfriend brought in the relationship. I love those dogs. Man, if I was going into a fire, it would be to save the dogs, not the reptiles. So, what Australian pythons do you like? All of them. Black-headed pythons are awesome. Woma pythons are awesome. Scrub pythons, I never owned one, but they're awesome. Oh, here you go. Come here. I like how my girlfriend's watching the stream. And anyway, so this is Flutie. And Eris is down. I'll pick her up in a second. So thank you. Appreciate that. But those are the reptiles that I... What's going on with Go Herping? Yeah, what's going on with Go Herping? Can you guys tell Flutie how cute he is? He's 9. He's 9 now. What's your opinion on rubber boas? I wish I could find one. I'd keep rubber boas in a heartbeat. Man, I love rubber boas. I think they're awesome. Anyway, so that's Flutie. You guys asked me some more questions. Bear, you want to come up here too? No, come here. Don't hump him. And this is Bear. Oh, $10? Man, that's all because of you, Bear. Anyway, thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's like so much money in Canadian funds. Anyway, you're hot. Donation night, apparently. Man, thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate that. That means a lot to me. That's awesome. So, anyway, you want to go back down? Bear is not the most cuddly. Flutie needs to be touching someone at all times, but Bear is not like that. You down tonight? Down for what? How is COVID-19 affecting you in Canada? The same as it's affecting you. Your dumb president today decided that we are no longer allowed to have masks for our safety, apparently. We buy all of our masks from 3M, right? 3M. Apparently they're not allowed to ship to Canada anymore. Really stupid, because now it's gonna... Anyway, I'm not getting into a political debate, and honestly, anyway. Flutie is not spelled like that. Flutie and Bear. But anyway, Google Doug Flutie if you don't know who Doug Flutie is. Not the bomb. Smart move. Hi. Yeah, I don't really get into the politics thing. Sorry, I'm not gonna do it. But yeah, anyway, COVID is kind of affecting us the exact same way it's affecting everywhere else. Is your girlfriend as passionate about reptiles? Not really. She works in the veterinary field, so she loves animals. But, yeah, I don't know. She's not really into reptiles as much. She's into axolotls. I guess I can show you. The rest of the room is really messy, but anyway. There you go. There's that showing the... Yeah. So, anyway. I got a whole rack of... Is there anything over there that shouldn't be shown on camera? Apparently not. Anyway, I got a whole rack of axolotls. So, anyway, if you want to see a video about them, let me know. Most people don't watch the videos. Where in Canada do you recommend to visit? I know I look like Vsauce. Jasper, Alberta. So Canada's the most beautiful country, I think. Jasper, Alberta. My best friend lives in Edmonton, so I go to Edmonton once a year-ish. This year, obviously, I can't go. I have a really good friend also who's getting married in Fort St. John, British Columbia, so I got to go there in the summer, which is going to be cool. I'm not only the priest who's marrying them, but I'm also the MC for the wedding, so that's going to be fun. Jasper, Alberta is honestly the most beautiful place I've ever been to in my entire life. I've been to Fiji, I've been to New Zealand, I've been to Australia. Jasper trumps all of them by a mile. Niagara Falls is cool, but I live 15 minutes from there, so to me it's like, I don't know. It's cool, but if you realized how dirty the rest of the city... Anyway, Niagara Falls is great. Come and give us your American money. That'd be awesome. Appreciate your support. I love Pokemon. What? Okay. Have you ever dated someone that made you get rid of reptiles? No. I don't like... No. No. There's certain... Yeah, no. If you ain't down with reptiles, sorry, it's over. And that's the other thing, too, is if you are someone who would say to your significant other, you have to do this or I leave, then the answer is always you leave. Unless it's like you have to stop doing heroin or something, not that I do, you know what I mean? If it's something like you have to stop doing this because it's bad for your health, that's one thing. But you have to get rid of something because I don't like it, then you can leave. Skedaddle. Get out of here. Skeet, skeet. Zimbabwe is beautiful. Victoria Falls is the highest. Victoria Falls is the highest waterfall in the entire world. And no, Angel Falls is the highest. I'm an idiot. Victoria Falls is beautiful. Angel Falls is in Venezuela, and that's the highest. And it was found by Jimmy Angel in his airplane. Anyway, Victoria Falls is also beautiful. I hate when my is the stop doing. I don't know, man. Words. Zimbabwe's currency is... I like how you say it like that because it's funny, it shows your accent, and it doesn't get picked up and flagged. Does your toilet paper smell like maple syrup? No, but our money does. Would you rather dart frogs or Amazon milk frogs? Dart frogs. I literally have a dart frog that's not colored in yet. Tattooed on my arm. So, my skinny little arms. No, what? Oh, significant other. Oh, sorry. I'm stupid. You should check out Iguazu Falls in Argentina. I used to sell flowers for a living. We had a really beautiful type of rose called Iguazu. I always wondered what that was named after. What's... Oops, that's awkward. I have had a boyfriend who wouldn't be in my house because of reptiles. Kick him to the curb. Your life is never ending. I know. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it, though. Opinion on Australian white tree frogs. They're very cool. Awesome. Love them. What size are your gauges? Oh, in my ears? I don't know anymore. They used to be 3/4 of an inch, and I took them out 5 years ago. I don't get a lot of attention from the opposite gender because apparently it's weird for a 14-year-old to breed tarantulas. Man, don't worry about girls when you're 14. Seriously. Do your own thing. Become successful, and then you'll be beating the women off with a stick. Wimpy boyfriend. Are you talking about me? I already know. Where's the place? Where is a place you want to visit? There's so many. I've never been to LA, and eventually I would love to live there, obviously, right? I want to be a professional comedian one day, like a professional one that actually makes money doing it. But I would love to go there. Comedy Store is like the mecca of comedy. I love comedy there. I would love to visit some parts of Africa, although it's kind of sketchy to do so right now. I don't know. I have a fascination with Texas for some reason. I don't know. I got obsessed with Friday Night Lights when I was in high school, so I don't know. I just think it'd be cool to go there. And other than that, I don't know. I've kind of been a lot of places in Canada. There's a lot of places in the States that I think are cool. I don't know. Where should I go? Tell me. Oh, my bad. I was replying to the other person you're talking to. I don't know. Chameleons are not good reptile to own. Yeah. If you had the resources, would you own a horse? No. I'm not a crazy horse person. No. Not that all people who have horses are crazy. I've just never met a person who has a horse that isn't crazy. That's all. You have seen the documentary on... yes. Carol Baskin! I have seen Tiger King. And credit to DBCB Exotics. I was not going to watch it. But anyway, and then I was on 3 podcasts last weekend, and they all talked about it, and then I had to watch it, and it was like a car crash. I watched the first 5 minutes, and then I'm like, okay, now I have to waste 7 hours of my life. It took me a week to watch it, but yeah, I have watched it. Tiger King. Oh, okay, well, anyway. Breeder, go to Switzerland. Switzerland sounds awesome. You know where else I'd love to go? Scotland. I would love to go to Scotland, Ireland. I'm not super, like, my heritage is kind of fuzzy. I think most of my family's, like, from England originally, which is, like, several generations ago. But I've got some Irish in me, too, I think. But I don't know. Scotland seems awesome to me. Ireland seems awesome. Like, I'm dating a redhead. I think redheads are beautiful, and there's a lot of them there in Scotland as well. So it'd be, like, pretty to look at. But also, like, I like cliffs and, like, mountains. And there's not really mountains there, but cliffs and stuff. And also I like Scotch is cool. So it'd be cool to go visit some distilleries. Big facts. New Zealand. I've already been to New Zealand. Place is awesome. I'd go back in a heartbeat. Tiger King is weird. It definitely is. Maine. Honestly, though, what is there in Maine? Besides... Oh, Boston. I've never been to Boston. I need to go to Boston. I'm a Boston sports fan. Maine seems cool, I guess, but, I mean, if I had to go there, I'd just go there to go through there to get to Boston. I'm getting a dual citizenship to Scotland and Ireland. That's awesome. Pretty cool. Weather in Ireland is terrible. Pff, have you ever lived in Canada, bud? Jamaica or Cayman Islands. I've never been to either. I think it'd be cool. Yes, I know Boston is in Massachusetts. Maine is not Massachusetts. You silly goose. Don't go to Maine. I'd actually rather go see Professor Herp. It's warm there. 27% Irish? How do you know that? Did you do like the 23andMe? Did you honestly send your DNA into the government? Really? For real? Why do people do that? Anyway, do you see the biggest Maine reptile breeding facility? Yeah, Nerd. That'd be cool to see Nerd, actually. That'd be awesome. How did you start comedy? You're too nervous to start. All right, we're going to lose a bunch of people, but I want to talk about this for 2 minutes. If you want to do comedy, do not do what I did. I waited way too long. I didn't start doing comedy until I was 26. However old you are, do it now. Write 5 minutes, get on an open mic as soon as all this COVID stuff is done. Get on stage and try it. And if it doesn't go well, try again and again and again. Because it's going to be hard to do well your first time. I got started because I wanted to do comedy forever. I tried it once when I was 19, got started into bodybuilding instead. So I had to pick one or the other. I chose bodybuilding, tore my shoulder apart. And then I decided, all right, I'm going to try the comedy thing now. And that was, I don't know, 3 years ago or however long it was. And the guy who owns the comedy club in my city is actually a buddy of mine. Him and I did our first bodybuilding competitions together. So I'm like, all right, I'll give it a try. The first one did pretty well. The second time I did comedy was in like this liberal arts cafe. I bombed terribly. And then, I don't know, ever since I've been getting better and better. And then tonight, if you go to the link in the description, you can watch me do comedy for the first time any of you have ever watched me do comedy, except for Michelle, because she's my girlfriend and she comes and watches me do the same jokes over and over again. I don't know why she's so supportive, but she is. She's awesome. Maine, New Hampshire, Boston, you can visit them all not far. Yes, New England. I'm very aware. I would love to go to New England. Not New Hampshire. Dang, he's not good with states. But, okay, you are American. Man, I guarantee you my U.S. geography is just as good as yours. 100% Irish. Am I what? Come down to Myrtle Beach. Man, Myrtle Beach sounds awesome. When I was in high school, I used to date this girl whose family went to Myrtle Beach all the time. I was never invited, but the pictures look cool. I'm great with states, in fact. I have a funny story I'll tell you privately about U.S. geography. Have you ever heard of Singapore? Of course. Of course I've heard of Singapore. Place seems awesome. Is that the place where you're not allowed to do drugs or they'll kill you? Or is that Thailand? That's Thailand. Vietnam? I don't know. Anyway, how are the geckos? They're doing great. Would you rather an emerald tree boa or a green tree python? Emerald. I'd rather a boa. Tattooed on my arm. Blue Man Group. Blue Man Group would be, I don't know. Are they still doing shows? Do you think mangrove snakes are I think mangrove snakes are illegal in Canada. Yeah, I don't really have an interest in having them. What do you think of Jason's Exotic Reptiles? Good channel. Guy knows a lot. Good-looking dude with a cool accent. And he knows, like, there's no wonder he's successful on YouTube. His video production isn't, like... if there's anything that's going to hold that guy back, because he's well-spoken and he knows his stuff, the video production is just kind of low. But I like his videos, and I get a lot of good information about Burmese pythons and stuff from him. So, yeah, great channel. Man, $20? Thanks, man. Boost Fiend. Thank you very much. I really that is honestly, like, the nicest thing. That's awesome. Thank you very much. $20 American to Canadian? That's like... I think I can retire now. Thanks. Wow. Wow. Do you have a question? Can I, like, shut you out? Do you have a business? Like, what can I do for you? Create paludarium. I want to create a paludarium, too. You've made more super chats than I have made my whole YouTube career. You're getting there. You got a good channel. My sister wants to know what your least favorite reptile is. I don't have a least favorite reptile. I don't know, iguanas? I just think they're like... Stop selling iguanas for $20 at pet stores. Good Lord, you're giving people the wrong impression. My sister wants to know the same question. I wish I could have reptiles. I wish you could too. I don't know why you can't, but I wish that you could have them. My throat's dry. Try to make the live stream 3 hours? No, we're all going to stop the live stream at 20 after 7 because we're all going to go watch my comedy show, which is linked in the description below. Come watch me tell jokes about reptile penises. I think people should stop buying iguanas. I agree. Is that whiskey? We'll never tell. There's always going to be that one person. I don't know what that means. Man, Professor Herp is killing it as a mod. Wait, reptile penises? Yes! So many of them. Come watch the comedy show. How did you get started on breeding leopard geckos? I bought 2 leopard geckos, and then I made them have coitus. 25 per baby. I don't know what that means. I am still watching the show. I hope that you do. The rest of the community... So everyone's going to go on first, right? I'm on last. But the rest of the comedians are actually hilarious. Like, and there's actually another comedian who, I don't know, like if she lives close to me, but her, like the club that she goes to the most, and like when I first starting out, Ali Moore, who's might even be watching this, shout out to you. It's really cool as a comedian. Like, and I know I'm kind of new actually. Like, to be considered a veteran, that's like 20 years in or 10 years in at least. So I'm kind of still a new comedian, but there's like a whole new wave that started after me, and to watch them start out and then get better, it is like the coolest thing, because like you don't watch yourself get better. And same thing with the YouTube thing. Like, I watched Dakota start, right, DBCB, and he is so much better than when he first started. And with comedy, it's even greater because it is so difficult to do, and this could be a whole episode in and of itself, why it's so different. But to watch someone get better, I don't know where this is going. Anyway, watch the show. A lot of those guys I started out with, and it's really cool to watch people get better and progress. And Ali is going to be one of the first comedians, and she is like, I don't know, I love her style. Hilarious. And also, there was supposed to be a roast next week that I was going to be on, and she was on it too, and I had like the best jokes about her, but that's not going to happen because of COVID. 9 more subs until, yeah, go sub to DBC. How many subs have you got during this stream? I've been plugging the crap out of both of you. What is your favorite mammal? Red fox. Not the comedian. See what I did there? No, a red fox is my favorite comedian. And if you noticed earlier, if you were part of the stream, oh, Ali is in the stream. Yeah. Anyway, that's Ali, and her comedy is great. She's like, there's a bunch of comedians that I kind of like came up with and that have got like really, really good, and she's one of them for sure. Yeah, DBCB. How many subscribers have you got during this? African house snakes. Yes, great beginner snake. I would love to have an African house snake. Hey man, Ali, props where props are due. So I said 6. Oh, 6. Cool. All right. Man, we're still at 57. I wish I could just blow my nose on the stream. That would be so unprofessional. Favorite Pokemon? Oh, that's such a good one. Oh. What's your favorite Pokemon? Oh, man, I'm trying to think back to when I was a kid playing the video game, like on Game Boy, what my favorite one was. I don't live in Niagara Falls, but I live like in a city next to Niagara Falls. Like, I live in that region. What's your favorite snake? Man, you keep asking. Okay, my favorite snake, I've never had one, but Burmese pythons. I just think there's so much to love. I want one eventually. Jigglypuff. So, Super Smash Brothers was a big part of like my life growing up. I played that game a lot, and I would never be Pikachu or Jigglypuff. I don't know, my favorite Pokemon. Blastoise. Blastoise is my favorite. Totodiles. Totodiles? Hey, whoa, okay. Anything after Mewtwo or Mew, anything after the original 150 are not Pokemon, get out of here. I've got zero time for this second generation and what I mean by that is I feel like I'm old and I stopped playing Pokemon Go when the second generation came out because, like, yeah. Whatever, dude. Basic fan, whatever. Petco or PetSmart? Neither one, ever. Adam, big basic. Listen, you youngins. Good lord. Man, I don't know. Whatever. Pwned, oof. Ugh, gross. Pokemon Red version? Okay, so when I was a kid, low power mode, close. I can plug this in, though, so it doesn't die, even though we should probably wrap this stream up, even though we have still, like, 56 people watching. So when I was a kid, every year for, like, not failing, basically, my parents would take my sister and I somewhere, and they'd buy us something, right? And it'd be always something small. But I remember one year they bought us a Game Boy, and then we got to choose. And at that time, it was Pokemon Red or Dog, obviously. It was Pokemon Red or Pokemon Blue. And my sister was, like, super young. I was young, too, obviously. And we were fighting. Like, I wanted blue, she wanted red. And then then my parents are like, well, if you keep fighting, you're going to get none. And I'm like, I knew that she was going to be like, okay, we'll take blue. So I'm like, all right, fine. I started walking away, and we got Pokemon Blue. I don't know why I told that story. It's stupid. But anyway, Pokemon Blue is how I started. What? Mewtwo isn't a Pokemon? I don't want to hear your dumb conspiracy theory. Get out of here. Yeah, man. Remember when Game Boy Colors, they didn't have a backlit screen? Who? Oh, good lord. How many times did you fail? Your parents had low expectations for... No, I never failed... I never failed at all in elementary school. In high school, I went to summer school every year, but I never failed in elementary school. Hognoses are ball pythons. Hognoses? Petsco sucks. I don't have a Petsco. I don't know if there's any Petsco in this country at all. Do I like Animal Crossing? No, but my girlfriend plays. She seems to like it. I don't know. Can you link? Man, thank you so much. That's so anyway, that $10 is from the same person who just sent me. Anyway, thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's super nice. Like, that's awesome. What do I do for work? I do a bunch of things. I manage a property. I do the comedy thing. I make a couple bucks off of that. I do some like account management stuff. And then I make some money on the channel. Thanks to you. Thank you. So that's what I do for work. But man, that is so cool. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Man, I feel like so good about that. He names all his reptiles after Pokemon. I do. Real Pokemon. None of this second generation horse. It's like a carpet python. I did watch the movie. Of course I watched the movie. Did I cry? Maybe. I watched the movie. Renee just put a toad on me and it pissed all over me. You deserve it for this second generation Pokemon crap. Yeah, my girlfriend does name most of the reptiles. She's pretty good. Reptile YouTubers talk about Pokemon. Yeah, because Pokemon are awesome, and so are reptiles, and reptile YouTubers are pretty cool too. House snakes are common. Not here. You know, there are Pokemon gens. Yes, I know, and none of them matter at all. Zero. None of them. Generation 1, that's it. All the other generations can take a flying leap. I've got zero time for any of those generations. Get out of here. Pokemon Blue version, what? Yes. Pokemon Blue version was how I started. That is, yeah. Yeah, Generation 1 OG, bro. That's right. She said so. I can't believe we're like over an hour and a half into this. My throat feels like malarkey, but you prefer Digimon? Okay. Have you ever memorized the poke rap? Yes, I have. Am I going to do it right now for you? Absolutely not. Professor Herp. Such a hipster. Yeah, okay. As DBCB sits there with his man bun. Give me a break. Thank you. I love how she's watching the stream upstairs. I see my throat's getting sore and she brings me water. I gotta keep her. Beyblade was way better. That wasn't a show, was it? I had Beyblades when I was a kid. It's from the whiskey your throat is the way it is. Anything to look out taking care of baby leopard geckos versus adults? Yeah. Adam Big Jelly. Hey man, I could have hair. I just chose not to have some hair. Reptile plus Pokemon equals Adam. No, Mr. Clean plus Jeffrey Dahmer equals me. We talked about it earlier. It's how I was made. Good places to buy cages and reptiles and amphibians in Canada. PVCcages.ca. Was it rum or whiskey? You'll never know. It wasn't rum. DBC, I'll admit I'm jelly of your hair. For why? Imagine having a full head of hair and then you shave the sides and wear a man bun. Really? Did your parents beat you when you were a kid? Did you not get hugged enough? Good lord. Dragon Ball Z was pretty cool. I never really got into it as much as everybody else. Does my girlfriend want to do a cameo? Nah, she's pretty shy. Berm or retic? Berm. Do you shave your head? Okay, so here's something that a lot of people don't know. Every bald guy shaves their head. Like, you have to, because you only have hair certain parts. So the reason that we shave our head is because it's bald like here, or like in the middle, and you don't want to have bald spots because then, I don't know, like, I just think that look is weird. I don't like it. Just shave your head, man. Like, have some or have all of it or none of it, basically. So all bald guys shave their head. I can grow hair everywhere except for like here, and it looks stupid, and I look like I'm 57. So, and I'm not. Retics are basic if you choose berms. Oh, are you one of those guys? Whatever. Anyway, and what's with all these memes? Like, how did your parents find out that you were gay because you breed ball pythons? It's like, really? Are we really? I'm better than everybody. I drink with my pinky in the air because I do not like ball pythons. Stupid. Middle bless. I don't know what that means. Maybe you're just not cool enough to have ball pythons. Ever think of that? Yeah. You're basic because you don't like retics, which are 20-foot animals that just bite for no reason. Pinky in the air means... No, pinky in the air means pretentious. I don't make fun of gay people. This isn't 1999. Can girls be bald, or is that not a gene for girls? Well, a lot of guys go bald because they're the elevated testosterone levels. So, I mean, I guess women can go bald. It wouldn't be male pattern baldness, but... Did I go to college? I did not. I was terrible in school. Yeah. I see you don't know how to handle big snakes. There's a joke I could make right now, but this is a family-friendly ordeal. Do a baby leopard gecko video. I've got several you can watch, but as soon as I start hatching, I'll do them. Yeah. What is with these people and like, oh, if you like this animal instead of this animal, then you're basic. It's like you're like this. I don't know. They're so stupid. So stupid. Don't you have a BCC? I have a BCI. Yeah. Opinions on the Reptile channel. I don't watch it. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. Do you like cow reticulated python? I think cow retics are maybe one of the most beautiful morphs out there. I did a whole video about morphs a couple weeks ago. Really low views, but go watch it if you want. I talk about cow retics there. I don't know what you're replying to. Nothing. No, that's what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with gay people. That's what I was saying that. I don't know how we even got there, but... how do I convince my mom to get me a snake? What I was saying is, like... Never mind. Whatever. You obviously didn't get it. Albino or wild-type berms. Hypos. Hypos. I love hypos. They're cool. How much for a leopard gecko? Depends. Have you seen Go Herping and his opinion on the spider ball pythons? Yeah, didn't really agree with all of it, but I do like that channel. Thank you. Good video. Oh, we're almost down below 50. It only took an hour and a half. Professor Herp, whoosh, on my side. I don't get it. Go Herping spider video is weak. Whatever you say, man bun. Ever thought of getting an Ackie monitor? Yes, I have. They're just really hard to find in Canada. I love Ackies. I think they're awesome. I don't really have much personal experience with them, but I just think they're awesome. And they're a manageable size, which I really like. And if they bite you, you might not have to go to the hospital like you would if it was like a Savannah or a bigger monitor. You know, using the word gay can lead to suspension. Really? What if you're just happy? Do you support spider ball python breeding? I don't do it. I also don't hate on people who do it. I think it's a personal choice. Yeah, I don't want to get too much into it. I'm leaking? What am I leaking? Does Canada have a lot of restrictions, reptile? No, not really. Monitor Tegu. Do you ever meet fans at expos? Yes, I love that. I love when people come up to me and say, hey, thanks for doing what you do, or I watch the channel. Man, it's kind of surreal, too, because if you think about it, I sit in a basement and I talk to a lens. No one's around. And then I upload the video to the internet. I don't actually see anybody. So when people come up to me in real life to shake my hand, I love that. It's awesome. My mom and dad hate snakes. Yeah, my mom and dad hate snakes too, but I just saved money and bought a house and don't live there anymore. Not safe for work jokes are fine. Not safe for work jokes. Well, you can see a lot of not safe for work jokes if you want to. In the description below is a link to the comedy show that starts in 30 minutes. Come on over and watch that. My mom hates snakes. My mom? Is that why you don't have any snakes, Professor Herb? How do you like your Durmals? I love my Durmals boa. I've only had her for a while. She's quickly becoming my favorite to interact with. I love her. Professor Herb is the best mod ever. Step your game up, DBCB. My parents hated reptiles. I think we should wrap this up soon. Does anyone have any more questions that they would like to ask or anything to be addressed? Have you ever heard of Go Herb? Listen, oh my goodness. I love how you completely change when you promo stuff. Well, you gotta put on that thing. My mom came around, corn snake. What color Tegu would you get? Argentine black and white. If you want to see some Tegu stuff, Professor Herb does a lot of really cool Tegu videos. I just want to say thank you for watching the videos. Cesar, Sasser. Do you ever go herping? Yes. I don't really... Yes, we're going to do a video about it in the summer. Keep streaming until comedy show starts. Maybe. Do you... I really gotta blow my nose and take a pee, though. Do you like other reptile channels, or do you see them as I don't see them as competition at all. I do go herping. I don't see them as competition because we've got this big platform, the internet, and there's enough room for all of us. So I encourage anyone who wants to start a channel to start a channel. I have been promoting the crap out of Professor Herb and DBCB. Yeah, I don't know if there's a chat for the comedy show. There might. It's on Facebook. Do Facebook Live videos have chats? I don't know. Never watched one. Dude, you spent $40 on me so far. Man, thank you so much. Hey, man, you sending me money? I would gladly link up with you anytime. Shake your hand and say thank you. That's amazing. Got it. I don't even know what's happening. I missed a whole bunch of stuff. PK's Geckos, what's up? Do you play World of Warcraft? I don't play any games at all. I'm not a gamer guy. I like playing sports games. I love Madden is like my favorite thing ever. I've been playing Madden since Nintendo 64. But I love football. I love sports. Like, I'm a sports guy. I'm not really a gamer guy. Hey man, don't worry about it. If you can't give me money, it is I don't pander. I appreciate it, but I don't know. I love that you guys show up and be part of these streams. So that's cool. Rich people. What about rich people? Sorry, I can't give you money. Man, anyway. Why can't you bring Ackies into Canada? Well, they're a CITES species, so it's illegal to transport them across the border. Hey there, it's Astro now. Hey, just want to throw this your... Hey, man, thanks. You know what? And I know it seems like it's only $5, but thank you. It means a lot. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you guys. This is a difficult time, especially for a lot of people who might be laid off or in finance, and you guys are just sending me money for talking. All I'm doing is reading out loud, which is hard for me, by the way, because I'm dumb, and I'm responding, and that's it. And you guys are sending me money for that, so I feel very honored and like blessed. Not that I'm like religious or anything, that I can be in position to do this. So thank you guys very much for sending me money, even if it's like honestly, I know it's only $5. That means the world to me, so I appreciate that. Don't expose the system, Adam. Buy a rat or something for Pikachu. Pikachu gets his rats, bro. Okay? I don't underfeed him. Send me $5 and I talk down to you about rats. I'm an idiot. Hello. Don't expose the system. I don't know what that means. When is the next live stream? I don't know. When do you want to see the next live stream? Anthony Fudger. Sick name. I'll donate $100 to you. That'd be cool. Man, if I got a $100 donation on this stream, I'd probably do the chicken nugget dance. I don't know. I'd be pretty happy. How much did you get your Durmals boa for? I got lucky. It was a classified ad on Kijiji, which is like the Canada version of Craigslist. And I paid $250, and it came with a big enclosure, too. 20-gallon enclosure, which will go on that rack that I showed you earlier for an axolotl. Can you post more? Okay, listen. I would love to post every day if I had an editor. Send the super chats. I can hire one, or get on the Patreon next week, whatever. But it takes 12 hours to make a video, so it's really tough. And I work full time, and I do comedy on the side, and I take care of 50 reptiles. So I would love to. Maybe we'll do more live streams. Maybe we'll go once a week. It was $100 to Canadian dollars. 100 US would be $143 Canadian, I think. Yeah, I know. DBCB, I know you got laid off, dude. It's good. I saw Leopard Gecko on Kijiji. You should get it. Is it the Blizzard one? I saw that too. I don't need any more. 5 maple trees. At least 5 maple trees. Yeah, I think the conversion is 1 bald eagle is 5 maple trees. That's how the conversion works, US to American. Get more crested geckos. I've already got 4. This emoji were 10 letters. It was Ottawa, though. Oh, yeah. I live 6 hours from Ottawa. 5 hours from Ottawa. I've never been to Ottawa. It's the capital of our country. I've never been. Maybe one day. I gotta pee. I'm using newspaper as a substrate for snakes. That's fine. What's $500 in Canadian? Hey, Google. What's 500 times 1.3? 1.43 for...
Sorry, I don't understand.
Hey Google, what is 500 times 1.43?
The answer is $715.
$715. I've been to Niagara Falls. Have you? Yeah, I live 15 minutes away from Niagara Falls. I've been there a lot. Hey, from West Coast of BC, Canada. What part of BC do you live in? I've only been to that province for 45 minutes, I think. So Jasper, I go to Jasper every year. My buddy lives in Edmonton. We make the 3-hour drive to Jasper. And then last year, I'm like, man, I've never been to BC. And it was like a 45-minute drive. And it was weird. It was like June. And the day before, it was like 23 degrees Celsius, which is like, I don't know, 75 Fahrenheit. And then the next day it snowed and it was foggy. So we just couldn't go hiking. So he's like, do you want to go drive to BC? So we did, just so I could say I could be there. I got to fly out to BC in August for my buddy's wedding. Anyway, what is 100 pounds in Canadian? I don't know. Hey, from Ontario. I'm from Ontario too. Bella Coola, 12 hours from Vancouver. I've never even heard of that. Oh, so you live up north. How far away from Fort St. John is that? How many tattoos do you have? What is it of? This whole arm is sleeves. I've got a picture of a moai tattooed on my leg. The signature of an artist I used to listen to on my ankle, Boston Bruins tattoo. What do you suggest visiting in Canada? Jasper National Park. Toronto is really cool. If you like urban stuff, Toronto is all. I love that city. But Jasper's the most beautiful place on earth. I love Canada. What do the American quote unquote hate? I don't think Americans hate us at all. I don't know. I don't know why people think that. Oh, 49. We're ending the stream. Oh, all right, back up to 50. Okay, so we're going to end the stream now, I think. Super chat. DBC, are you leaving? Are you going to watch the show tonight? All right, we're going to end the stream because we're below 50. Thanks, everyone, for showing up. I appreciate that. In the link in the description below, click it now. It's the Facebook page for Concession Road Brewing in Jarvis, Ontario. They're who puts on the show. Usually I have to drive an hour and a half to go to the show. I get to stay in my reptile room and shoot the video there. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate that. Please watch the comedy show. I'd really appreciate it. You're going to see a whole new side of me, which is something else, but that's that. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you at the comedy show. Hello there, cool cats and kittens, or however Carol Baskin ends the stream. I don't know how